Hi everyone, welcome back. So I know I've been MIA for a couple of weeks. I've just had like a lot of personal stuff to take care of, but I'm back today with another video and I'm going to actually be answering a question. Someone emailed me with regards to the fact that she battles to eat in front of people. And it makes her sick and she gets really anxious and it's actually ruining dates for her. So I'm going to be answering that question in today's video and just giving some tips that you guys can use if you suffer from the same thing. So if you are one of those people who struggles to eat in front of others, keep watching. Okay, so this problem of not being able to eat in front of other people is actually very common, believe it or not. So there's nothing to be ashamed of. It's not silly or stupid or anything like that. I've actually experienced it myself. I don't actually experience it like now. It's not actually something that I struggle with currently, but I have experienced it occasionally in the past when I'm with a specific person or I went out with a group of people like colleagues from work or whatever the case may be. And I'm sure that most of us, most of you have experienced it somewhere along the line. So it is very common, and it actually is a form of social anxiety where you don't want people watching you while you eat and you're afraid that they're going to judge you or they're going to mock you for how you're eating or how much you're eating or how little you're eating or whatever the case may be. So it is very normal and there's nothing silly about it. I know with me, myself, this doesn't specifically relate to being afraid of people watching me eat, but when I get super stressed and super anxious, I actually can't eat at all. And I actually cannot get solid food in my mouth and I just have to live on smoothies and green juices and things like that to get my nutrients in. And this was very true for me when we were actually immigrating from South Africa to England. I was so stressed and the thought of food just actually made me sick. So it sort of like does coincide a little bit. So you don't want people watching you eat because it makes you anxious and it makes you stressed. But if you're like me and you're the kind of person that when you're stressed and you're anxious, you actually can't eat anyway, it kind of goes together hand in hand, and it actually just one makes the other one worse, and it's just not a good situation to be in. So what can you do about this? Well, there's a couple of things that you can do, and I'm a big believer in starting off small and working your way up, especially if you suffer with anxiety and you suffer with things like this, because it's no good just throwing yourself in the deep end, because it's actually just going to make you more anxious and more stressed. So what I would suggest is do things like go out to restaurants at a non-busy time, non-peak time, where it's there's only a few people in the restaurant. Choose a table to sit at that's in a corner or away from the other people. Go with a trusted friend or relative, someone who you know is not going to judge you, so that you can just practice eating in front of them, so that you can just get used to eating in front of people again. Also, what I'd recommend is when you are put in a situation where you have to go out for lunch with people, such as like a business lunch, or you have to go for a meeting or anything like that, choose something small. So choose foods that are simple. Choose small plates. Don't choose like a big plate. Just choose something small. Choose something like a soup or like a salad. Just something very small that you can snack on, that you can take your time with eating. Also very important, this is one of my biggest tips, try not to eat messy food. So don't go and order a spaghetti with big tomato sauce that you know is going to spill everywhere. Don't choose foods like that. Don't choose foods that you got to eat with your hands if that makes you uncomfortable. I know sometimes if I'm eating like a plate of chips or something and I sort of pick it up with my fingers and like someone watches me, I think, oh my God, I mean that social anxiety kicks in. I'm like, oh my God, they're watching me, they're judging me because I'm eating with my hands, anything like that. It's incredible what the social the social anxiety mind can bring up in us. So yeah, just focus on simple, snacky, sort of side food, starter dishes, and don't go for messy food. So if you do spill it or you do drop it down your front, as it does happen to a lot of us with anxiety because we shake a lot, don't worry about it. It's just something that's simple, it's not messy, it's not going to stain your clothes. Just things like that. With drinks, try not to choose things like red wine, stuff again that can stain. Just choose something that is non-alcoholic, because you don't want any kind of chemical changes happening in your brain when you out with someone that you're trying to impress, like a date or meeting with a boss or colleague, business lunch, anything like that. Just stick to like a sparkling water, just something simple, something easy. Another thing that I can recommend is maybe eat something before you go out. I know that I often do that because of my diet. I eat a vegan diet, a plant-based diet, and it's very, very difficult when you go out with people, especially people that are not family, especially people that don't know you, and then the questions start. Oh, why are you vegan? Why don't you eat this? Why don't you eat that? It's very, very difficult. So a lot of the time what I actually do is I'll eat something beforehand if I know that it's going to be a little bit tricky and a little bit awkward for me. And then I can just snack on like a salad or a little bowl of chips or a soup, or just, as I said before, like a starter, like a snacky food. And then, you can just use the excuse, oh, you had a big lunch or anything like that. Also very important, eat very slowly. Try and engage in conversation, which is very, very difficult for anxiety sufferers that suffer with social phobia, because, it's the last thing that we want to do. But just try and use that grounding technique of focusing on things around you. Try and focus on the colors in your surroundings. Try and focus on the company that you're with. Look at their face. Focus on their color of their hair or the color of their eyes or anything like that, just to get your mind off eating and drinking. Take small bites of your food as well. Don't rush through it, because we actually tend to start rushing and babbling on and on when we are very, very nervous. So take small bites of your food as well. Cut it small and just chew very, very slowly, and just try and listen to the conversation and focus on your surroundings. Maybe go through some stuff in your mind that you can see, that you can hear, that you can feel. It's a great grounding technique, that to use your 5 senses when you're feeling very, very anxious. And then last but not least, for me at least, when all else fails, I got my trusty rescue remedy. I absolutely love this stuff. I use it all the time. That background noise that you can hear, if you can hear it, is my dog. I am sorry about that. Lie down, baby, good girl. So yes, a lot of the time you will see that I do recommend Rescue Remedy, and it's because it's safe, it's natural, and you can actually take it alongside conventional medication. Well, I do, and I checked with a health professional, I checked with my doctor, and you actually can, and I haven't had a problem. But please always remember to just check with your doctor or your pharmacist or health person or whatever, just if you are on medication and you do want to take anything herbal, whether it's Rescue Remedy, St. John's wort, anything like that, just in case, because we are all different and we do all react differently. Okay guys, so that was the video today. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that it helped you if you struggle with the same sort of thing. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you are not already subscribed, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.